Monday Night Football. The Minnesota Vikings are on the road to take on the Chicago Bears in NFC North showdown to close out week one. If you are new, my name's Austin. In this video, I have a favorite player prop. I'll tell you who I think wins this game. We'll end the video with a parlay trying to turn 20 bucks into 200. Let's dive into things. And first and foremost, we begin, as always, with a recap of how we did so far in week one. Now, Thursday and Friday were pretty good days for us, but on Sunday, week one, 6-5 day. Now, 6-5 might not look like the best record, but again, 2.5 units coming back to the bankroll. Most of our losses were all very small plays, like our 4-leg touchdown parlay. You can't make it up. Jameer Gibbs was the only leg that missed there. We'll cash one of those in week two. Our ladder challenge loss, don't even get me started on that. Really, only two bad reads of the week. Nico Collins over and Joe Flacco's under. The rest of the plays were pretty sweet. Pretty much Devon Achane sweat-free. Nakua sweat-free. He had 10 receptions. Travis Hunter was the first quarter prop cashed, I think, on like the second play of the game. And then Josh Allen, I'll be honest, Josh Allen's under in rush yards. Very lucky. He had 35. And then they started kneeling it to set up the game-winning field goal. Probably one of the luckiest winners we will have all season long. But where did all the units come from? We had a lot of winners in the Dub Club exclusive plays. We had one prop, Josh Jacobs under, that smacked a 1-unit play. And we also cashed a plus 1,000 play, bringing back another unit. So really the VIPs got a couple extra units to the bankroll. And look, I get it. The Dub Club, if you want to look at that parlay here, I'll show you right now, is Logan. He cooked it up, plus 1,000 winner. Pretty sweat-free for that. And look, I've talked with the Dub Club plenty of times before. They're going to get exclusive plays this season. Now, I'm not going to give them my best plays of the day. Maybe I will. I don't really know. But again, there's so many perks for you to join. There's no reason for you not to join. So again, exclusive props. You get exclusive parlays, research tools, access to the Discord to chat with the whole community, celebrate things, video plays early. The ones you see in this video, they've already gotten plenty of time ahead. And it's only $5 for your first month, $10 off your first month. Look, I get it. Some people out there for their Dub Club, the paid subscription services, they're charging you like $50 a week. That's nuts. We're $15 a month, and for your first month, you get it for $5. Pretty simple offer. Go sign up if you want to. Look, they've yielded a lot of great results in week one. Hopefully they can do the same going on the rest of the season. Either way, still pumping out the content for you guys. We'll still have plenty of picks in case you don't want to sign up for the Dub Club and get access to the Discord. You can do it on YouTube if you want to become a YouTube member. Enough yapping about that. Let's dive into this game. Again, all those details are down below. I expect to see some of you in the Dub Club. Some new faces. I need to see you there. But for last and foremost, we will, at the end of this video, have a Betr entry. If you've never heard of Betr, well, now's the time. Because right now, if you sign up using my code SHOT or the link at the top of the description, they're giving you a free 10 bucks. Like you found 10 bucks on the ground just for clicking a couple buttons. That's pretty sweet. They'll also give you a deposit bonus up to 200 bucks. I want to say it's like a 50% deposit match. So if you deposit, let's say $50, they'll give you an extra 25. Some free money. Take advantage of that. I'll have a slip at the end of this video trying to turn 20 bucks into 200. You'll also get this JJ McCarthy free pick for him to get 1 yard. Again, it's his first start, but he's getting you 1 yard. Again, if your state's in purple, there's no reason for you not to join. They're giving you literally a free $10 as long as you sign up using my code SHOT or the link down below. But I've yapped too long. Let's get into my favorite player prop in this game. Here we go. Caleb Williams over 20.5 completions. Now, you saw me do a lot of 1-unit plays on Sunday. This is only a half-unit play. It's at plus 100 on BetMGM. I'll be honest, I don't love this game, especially for props. There's a lot of concerns on both sides. Obviously, the Bears' new head coach, Ben Johnson, you're expecting big things from him. And based on how the Lions looked yesterday, well, Ben Johnson might be the greatest coach of all time. But joking aside, I don't have a lot of confidence on the Bear side. I do really like this Caleb Williams prop, but there is some questions and concerns there. We don't really know what Ben Johnson's going to want to run. I do think it's going to go towards the way of completions for Caleb Williams, which we'll touch on in a second. And then the Viking side, I have some prop lanes for them. But again, JJ McCarthy, first ever start. Will Kevin O'Connell play him a little bit more conservative? What will they do? Concerns there. So only a half unit here. Let's talk with Caleb Williams, though, and why I really think he completes 21 or more passes. Now, you could go towards the passing attempts line. That's 31.5. But I think he's going to have a pretty high completion percentage this year. And that is a big thing for Mr. Ben Johnson, because over the offseason, I think in like July, he said one of his big goals for Caleb Williams. Did I say Caleb Johnson? I don't remember. Caleb Williams, it was 70% completion. Now, 70% is pretty dang hard to get to, but even if Caleb Williams hovers in the 65 to 70, not even 70, 65-ish percent, which is about league-ish average, that'd be very good for Caleb Williams based on what we saw last year. And I think they're going to want to do a lot of dinking and dunking, especially because last year, Caleb Williams, what did he do too wrong? A lot of things, but held onto the ball way too long. 68 sacks. Most in the NFL. Now, some of that was his offensive line, which they did upgrade, but some of it was just him holding on to the ball too long, which is, I think, a concern for Ben Johnson. So let's get the ball out of his hands early. Let's get some easy completions, get him in a rhythm, stuff like that. And last year, if you look at his game log, he was over this line in about half of the games, 8 of 17, a little bit under half. His 2 games against Minnesota, he had 18 and 32 completions. One of the games he attempted 31 passes, the other one 47. But if you look at the games where he actually didn't play terrible and he completed his passes, when he had over 60% completion, which is not a high line, over 60%, he was over this line in 7 of 10 games. So he just had some games last year. And if you're a Bears fan, you know it was a disaster in some of those games. But not all his fault. We've seen Jared Goff have great games under Ben Johnson against Minnesota since 2021 when Jared Goff arrived in Detroit. Granted, Ben Johnson, not necessarily their offensive coordinator all those years, but he was from 22 to 2024. Jared Goff over this line in every single matchup against the Vikings. This is because, well, the Vikings are a heavy blitz team. Brian Flores is going to send blitzes like it's going out of style at Caleb Williams, and I think you're going to see the ball get out of his hands early. And so I would look at maybe, we'll talk about one guy I think could have a pretty big game receptions-wise, but I think at the end of the day, they're going to throw the ball. And this is why the Vikings last year, 4th fewest rush yards per attempt. They blitz a ton. And when you're blitzing, and look, you don't really want to run the football against that. Let's get the ball out to our playmakers. Let them make guys miss. And while you could look at the pass yards for Caleb Williams, I think the completions is better given the options he has to throw it to. We have DeAndre Swift out of the backfield. I don't really trust any of the other running backs. I'll be honest, DeAndre Swift, I don't even trust as a huge runner here. But then the other guys, we upgraded Luther Burden. He's a rookie. We have Colston Loveland. Those are 2 rookies. We'll probably see DJ Moore, Roma Dunze. I think these are all guys that want to get the ball in their hands. Not necessarily guys that might be going for 50, 60-yard catches, but I think we'll see a lot of, 5, 10, 15-yarders, and that will pile up to a lot of completions. So another last note is J.J. McCarthy, not high. I don't really expect a huge game from him, so maybe he struggles to convert third downs. Maybe Caleb Williams and the Bears run a few more plays than the Vikings do. Obviously would help us towards the completions line. I really like it at 20.5. We'll see if we can cash this one just a half unit, but a plus 100, it would win back half a unit. We'll take a chance there. I have a couple more props, and I'll dive into those in just one moment. As a reminder, I'll be diving in, and then I'll get into my spread pick for this game. As a reminder, we're playing these on Betr. Reminder, if your state's in blue, sign up. Code SHOT, $10 just for free, $200 deposit match. Just JJ McCarthy free pick. Here's what I'm running with. Now, the first leg you'll see is Caleb Williams completions. We know that. Zacchaeus, a guy I think has a pretty good game, 3 receptions. I think is a pretty low line. That's going to be plus money on all the books. I think he's their slot guy. I get Luther Burden. We'll get his run, but Zacchaeus, he had a pretty good year last year. He's a slot guy. I really think with all the blitzes coming, you're going to want to see Caleb Williams get the ball out of his hands quick. And Zacchaeus is probably one of those guys, well, maybe they'll script a screen pass or 2 to him, and I think he'll just be kind of chilling in that 5-yard zone where Caleb Williams like, hi, well, 6 guys are in my face. Just get it down to Zacchaeus and let him get a couple of yards. I do like J.J. McCarthy rush attempts, first career start. McCarthy is a very athletic guy. I think he's going to be better than people might anticipate running the football. I'm not necessarily thinking they're scheduling runs for him like Lamar Jackson, but I do think that they're going to be at least maybe 1 or 2 designed runs where it's like a read option type thing. I think they'll do some of that. I think he'll be scrambling too. Maybe he'll be nervous, get under pressure and be like, you know what? I don't want to chuck an interception. I don't want to get yelled at by the coach. I'll tuck it and get a couple yards. I think he can get some 4 rush attempts. Neal's count as well. And then Will Reichard, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, for 2 field goals. Bears pretty good red zone defense. I think they could force 2 field goals here. JJ McCarthy on the road in his first start. Maybe they're settling for a couple field goals. So $20 on that turns into 200. I honestly love this slip. I think that one's smacking. We'll also have a ladder challenge probably for this video. We'll figure that out. Now I finally end the video talking about my spread pick, who I think wins this game, because this is a pick 'em. I'll be honest, as I already talked at the top of the show, I don't have a lot of confidence in this game. If I had to, you said, Austin, you got to put money on a team. I would lean the Vikings, but I put confidence there 2 out of 10. There's really, I can see this game going any different way. I wouldn't be mad if the Bears won, wouldn't be mad if the Vikings won. I have no skin in this game. I won't be betting on the outcome of this one. I just don't. I don't really know what the heck's going on. Vikings, I do lean towards Kevin O'Connell, more experience there, better in close games. Ben Johnson, I'm expecting big things from him based on what that Lions offense looked like yesterday. I think their offense will be good. Defense is pretty good as well. At the end of the day, I trust the Vikings defense a little bit more. And I trust Kevin O'Connell a little bit more, just given how many games he's coached instead of Ben Johnson in his first career start. So Vikings still not a heavy lean. They're on the road. So, the Bears crowd's going to show up in a big way. But I do lean the Vikings if I had to bet it. But again, not a ton of confidence. As for my only official pick is Caleb Williams over in completions at 20.5, just a half unit play. We'll have more plays on Thursday, which is Packers Commanders. Should be a pretty good game. And of course, appreciate you guys as always for tuning in. My 2 last notes for you. The first one, if you want to sign up for Betr, you can. Code SHOT or the link in the description. $10 for free, $200 deposit match, and that free pick. Get on there. You can tail my slip. Second one, like I said, Dub Club. You can join if you want to. $5 for your first month. You can also get all the plays on YouTube as well early in case you're like, Austin, I hate Discord and Dub Club and stuff like that. You can. You just have to become a YouTube member. Hit that join button. It is a COS Hall of Famers tab. I think the Dub Club's a lot more fun. I also give out a lot more discounts to the Dub Club for long-term plans and stuff like that, whereas I can't really do that on YouTube. So enough yapping about that. Again, if you want to join, you can. We don't know how the plays will go the rest of the season. Maybe the Dub Club ones will be smacking, and maybe the video ones won't do well. Could be anything. But again, if you want all the plays, I think it's very important if you get in there now, because then the NBA season is fast around the corner, and we'll have a bunch of exclusive plays there. You guys know my NBA track record. That's my best sport. Either way, let's continue to cook this NFL season. End week 1 strong. Caleb Williams, 21 completions. Simple. I'll see you guys back again in the next one for week 2 on Thursday. See you guys there. Peace out.